So we still got Takara over there.
If I may.
You resisted.
In the
Finest
name of
hour
House
on
Ophelion,
Ulfar.
I shall prevail.
The fame-hungry come. So it shall be. Cubs play.
Are you serious?
None can do this better than a warrior.
That's 95% chance. What do you mean you missed him 7 times? My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
XCOM moment. Dude, 95% chance to hit, 7 misses. That is some, like, 1 in 10,000 BS or something. I don't know.
As the tenants demand, trust me. I shall not fail. I am your blade and shield.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Get back here.
Shadow will see it done.
Bro, what?
As the
Get back here.
Trust me, killing.
Dude, twice when it was not his turn, he ran away. Alright, rewind movement.
I hunger for battle. So it shall be. I will carve runes out of your bones.
Alright. The skull explode thing is interesting, but dude, there would be so many environments where that would be terrible. Because like, if you're fighting in a small hallway or something, you're just gonna hurt yourself. Incendia casts a damning glance at Vladame, who is shifting about in a puddle of his own blood. She says sternly, Footfall will be relieved to know that law has been restored in every sector of the station at last. Footfall will be delighted to know that you're dead, you red-headed bitch. I would suggest a show of mercy. We have demonstrated our power. They will not dare rebel again. That is out of the question. I will not let them slip from the law's grasp again. With whom shall we begin, Muk? Let us convict Vladame. Vladame Takara, I charge you before the Emperor's stern gaze with contempt for the creed he gave us, with harboring lawless heretics, with crimes against his loyal servants, and with armed rebellion against his will. Yes, that's what they say about me, and what they say about you is that you're an obscura huffing maniac who kills people for sport. Oh my god! You can lobotomize him and make him a servant. Death is the Emperor's peace, and it must be earned. Let me turn him into a servitor on my ship. That will teach him obedience. 30! There is truth in your words, Mukluk. Goodness is born of servitude. Vladame Takara, for your crimes you will undergo servitude imperpetuous. And, what is that word? Imperpetuous. Imperpetuous. And be passed on to the ownership of House von Valancius. Vladame looks at you in disappointment. So you're denying me a quick death. Then again, an eternity as a mindless walking pile of scrap on your ship is better than another second next to this crazed monster. Corda surveys the bar and asks in a ruthless voice, who will face trial next? So you can say Judge Rizza or don't Judge Rizza. I don't really have beef with Rizza. Conclude the trial. I disagree. I see one more dangerous plotter here. Incendia's finger points at Rizza. Ah. Me? Riza bares her teeth, grabs her weapon, and stares at the enforcers like a hunted beast. But I never fought against you. I never backed Vladame. And because of that, we are supposed to pardon you for your past offenses? Commoner Riza, you are charged with piracy, with aiding and abetting rebels, and with blasphemous heresy and worship of the ruinous powers. Burn for eternity, ungodly wretch. You think you could judge me? Riza whips out an amulet with a beast-fanged head crowned by horns. She grins ominously. You shouldn't have done that. I have something up my sleeve in case the worst came to the worst. I, Riza, reject your accursed justice and your accursed emperor. I accept the deal that was offered me and surrender myself to the edge of daybreak. Die, you red-headed monster. Oh, this should be good. The fanged head opens its mouth, roars, and spits out a flaming arrow at Incendia. What? What a weapon. Okay, so she's holding a gun, has it off to the side, and she pulls out an amulet hanging from a chain. She holds it up and says, I accept the deal, and a symbol of a monster face on the amulet opens his mouth and spits a flaming arrow out of the amulet. Which is, I guess, more powerful than the gun. But the graphic is just the gun. Oh my god! Alright, so her special attack did nothing, and then she just painted the wall with her, literally. Wow. Okay. Incendia's hands fold swiftly into the sign of the Aquila, which meets the blow like a shield. Alright, there's something I want to say. The Aquila is like a bird, right? I don't know what it means. When they say they do their hands in the sign of the Aquila, my mental image is that every time they do that, they're like... Which makes it so much funnier when they do it in serious situations. I don't know what the hand sign is. I always just imagine, like, for his majesty. Blam. Which meets the blow like a shield. Flickering flame runs down her pale fingers, leaving no burn marks. She whips out her weapon, and a shining ray blinds everyone. 100 times more powerful than what any Inferno pistol can produce. You did it right? Really? Did they do the flappy bit? Nog says, reminder that the Gilbertsu community meetup. Yes, my wife is working on getting those. Sign of the Aquila from the wiki. Oh, let's take a look. Hang on. I mean, okay, that's not. I made it look a little derpier than this. So they're doing it like just to their chest, which looks slightly better than. Okay. So hold on, let me read that again. So she makes the sign of the Aquila, which meets the blow like a shield. Flickering flame runs down her fingers, leaving no burn marks. Then she pulls out her weapon, and a shining ray blinds everyone. 100 times more powerful than what any Inferno pistol can produce. The blast atomizes Riza before she has time to utter her last curse. Atomizes. Turn to Incendia. What was that? Faith. A shield gifted by the Emperor to his servants. Did you not recognize the light of our protector, Mukluk? Corda looks serene and her voice has mellowed. Her face is completely calm, no longer visited by her nervous tic. Did you know she was a heretic all along? I saw right through her. Her every crime, her every tainted thought. I perceived the seed of corruption she was wearing on her chest, an unholy vow and collateral for the promises given to her by servants of the archenemy. Yes, I knew. I sensed it the moment I looked upon the corrupt old wretch. What's a pathetic attempt? She deserved what happened to her. The Emperor pointed me toward wickedness, and I destroyed it. Justice has been done. Enforcers, arrest all the lesser rebels. They will face trial in due course. Incendia's voice is majestic and imperious, causing everyone to bow their heads in obedience. Thank you for your aid in the cleansing of Footfall, Mukluk. The Emperor protects. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I definitely made different decisions last time. I never saw any of this. Doesn't ring a bell at all.
Amidst the madness.
Monofilament grenade.
My pleasure.
Seems like you're handling this pretty easily. Yeah, I got a pretty solid party. One, this is my second playthrough. I'm like I'm not good at building like, you know, crazy combos to one-shot kill bosses, but I'm pretty good at, you know, making like a solid team in games like this. And we are playing on daring difficulty. There's like normal mode, daring, hard, and then like insane or something. And last time I played on hard mode, and honestly, I was finding all the fights on foot, but the ship fights were just like unfair. And so it's like to the point where I would have to like kite with the ship for 30 minutes to finish a fight sometimes. It was really annoying. So we went down to daring this time. Honestly, I feel like proper challenge for me might be turning down the difficulty of the ship fights and turning up the difficulty of the ground fights. That feels right if I really wanted to fiddle with the settings. Burning Faith Insignia. The wearer's first Melta weapon reload in a round costs 0 AP. The wearer's first Melta weapon attack in combat does not count toward attack limit per turn. That's a free Melta blast every combat? Yes, I saw. I've never really done a run where I had anyone using Melta.
In my wake.
Logic chest.
A job for me.
The menu system of the Adeptus Damascus looks eerily similar to the design of the internal scan of the fuel compartment. Someone has inserted new data into the void ship's cogitator left over from ancient times. Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plates. Carouse.
There, done.
The decanter used to contain a cheap amasec, which for the sake of attractiveness has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent.
They will see.
Oh,
yes, indeed. They all will see.
Okay. I think your original representation was better of the bird. Wait. Where do I need to go now? Wait to be summoned. Okay, so I guess I just go back to the ship for now. I saw it, Mr. Mattyman. Good day, everyone. Muck must be feeling better if he's teasing Blue about horror games. I didn't tease. Lord Captain, the Astropaths are reporting a new message. It says Lord Inquisitor Calcazar is sending his regards to your lordship and is hoping to meet you in his palace at Footfall at your earliest convenience. Then let us set course for Footfall. This must be very important. As you wish, Lord Captain. I just left Footfall. Then make a U-turn. I don't know where his palace is. Probably near the atrium. I thought of another thing with the servo skulls. If I do the officer ability to give someone an extra action, and they're near the skulls, it will chain to another person, and you get to give 2 people an extra action. So that's more incentive to keep it set up to be near the party and not near enemies. So I think we're going to change the chip on it. Where's the one where it can be used as cover? This is it.
What lies beyond?
And Mike, I can honestly see the Lord Inquisitor using a spy network to summon you right after you leave just to troll you. What a jerk.
Tell me, Blood Scryer of the Allfather, what about me?
Not yet, blessed angel. Not yet.
Patience!
There was a lot to unpack from that conversation with so few words. Ooh. Calcazar. The Lord Inquisitor is engrossed in studying star system charts and reports, which are amassed on the desk like the ridges of a formidable mountain range. There are shadows beneath his eyes, which are ruthlessly dissecting the latest report, and his skin seems stretched taut over the bones of his skull. Without turning his head to you, Calcazar says wearily, "Greetings, your lordship. Your timing is impeccable." An aged servant with the bearing of a veteran approaches the two of you. In a precise movement, he replaces the untouched cup of cold recaf in front of the Lord Inquisitor with a new one slightly steaming. The warrior of Fenris folds his arms on his ceramite-plated chest regally and says in a dour voice, "Greetings, Inquisitor. You and I need to talk." Wait, what? Calcazar bows respectfully. "Glory to the Emperor's angels of Fenris. Your words will be heeded, my lord." Heinrichs nods silently at Calcazar, who responds by ever so slightly bowing his head. Ask for coffee. May the Emperor grant you strength and some time to rest, Lord Inquisitor. The corners of Calcazar's mouth creep upward. In a befitting grave tone, he replies, "I would be loath to trouble our master with a prayer for such an indulgence, especially one so utterly inappropriate in this fraught time." Lady Navigator Cassia Tisifia Everiala. The Lord Inquisitor's lips curve into a thin line as he catches a glimpse of scarlet eyes. "I hear that House Urselio is going through a tough time. Change is coming. I sincerely hope it is for the better." Your colors, Lord Inquisitor, are as rich as they are multifaceted. I have never encountered anything like it before. Unclouding hues flowing from one to the next. Amazing. Harmony. Amazing and frightening. Cassia raises her chin and nods demurely. That a man of such status and talents has taken an interest in the well-being of a Navis Nobilite house is a great honor. Jay touches the Aquila on her chest and drops her head in an unnecessarily deep bow. "O Lord Inquisitor, smiting spear of the Imperium, with the gold of faith cutting through the nebulae of the Corona 6... Dude, she's brown-nosing. Calcazar raises a hand in warning. "If I were you, Mistress Haydari, I would endeavor not to draw the Inquisition's attention to my person." A death cultist and a rogue trader's personal bodyguard. The Lord Inquisitor gazes at Cabela intently. "I am curious. Do you still adhere firmly to your cult's dogma, or has your loyalty to your master outgrown your faith?" "My loyalty to the Daemon stems from the Undying One's will. Such is the thread of his blade until his whisper bids it to spin a different one." Cabela responds with calm assurance. Let's see. He would obviously call it making sure the rogue trader does not forget his place or something, but it would definitely be trolling. Our Javenna says, "How's the inventory management in this game?" It's okay. It is very generous. It gives you a lot. However, anything labeled as cargo, which is basically like, this serves no purpose other than selling it, automatically goes to a cargo tab. So that tab is just full of stuff that's just sold for money. So you don't have to worry about that. If you find an item that you're like, okay, I am never, ever going to need a las pistol, you can right-click it and say always add to cargo, and then all future las pistols you loot will go to cargo if you do that. So you can kind of set up filters for like commonly looted stuff so that you never have to deal with that item again. However, it is very generous with unique items, so you will have very full bags of, like, unique things that, you know, like, oh, maybe I'll need this, you know, that are unique. You wish to speak to the Lord Inquisitor, Olafar? Indeed. You petitioned our aid in fighting Xenos. We spilt much alien blood, but the wind of battle carried me far, and I lost contact with my pack. Do you know where I can seek out my brothers, the Baleful Howl? I am afraid not. According to the information in my possession, they withdrew from the battle raging in the expanse. The Lord Inquisitor's deferential tone now carries a dry edge. You lie. The Baleful Howl never run from battle. Ulfar's reply to the outrageous claim is surprisingly calm. Only the frosty chill of death born of his voice and carried across the room makes everyone's hair stand on end. Is there any way you could help find them? No, but I believe I know someone who is better informed, and I will name that person as soon as we finally start discussing the matter that prompted me to summon your lordship. What help do you want from me? Frosher, if you please. The Inquisitor nods imperiously at the servant who draws some kind of remote control from his pocket. All sounds whose sources are more than 3 meters away fade to nothing.
Reminder that GW2 community meetup registration just opened. I DM'd you the link, good sir look.
Thank you. I think Lady Luck should already be on top of that. Yes. She actually messaged me 60 seconds ago and says tickets for meetup secured. Alright, cool. My flight to Seattle will not be in vain. I'll see some of y'all there. Yep. Thumbs up emoji. Alright. To my chagrin, the ability to be in 2 places at once does not number among my talents, which is why I wish for you to serve in my stead. I place such trust in very few people, you understand. You will feel what it is to walk in my shoes and attempt to compel a gaggle of quarrelsome blockheads to work together. You will reconquer Euphrates II for me. The Inquisitor gestures to the servant and the silencing field disperses. Frosher, another recap. This one has gone cold. Can you tell me more about Euphrates II? Good job, Miss Life, keeping on top of it. Well, when we arranged for the trip, Nog, we both put a reminder on our calendars to scream at us on this day to buy the tickets. So, a sacred world of the Adeptus Mechanicus, off limits to lay people. I am one of the few who do not worship the Omnissiah to have set foot on its surface, or rather, I was. Now it is crawling with unbelievers. The despicable word-bearers attacked and captured Euphrates II, and the cult of the Final Dawn brought an entire horde of heretics to the planet. I sent my troops to aid the Explorator forces laying siege to the world, but a rift occurred among the commanders. They need an authoritative general, and you are perfect for the role. My confidence is not misplaced, I trust. What do they want with Euphrates II? The reason behind the machinations would be pure speculation at this point, bringing me prisoners to interrogate, and perhaps we will gain some much-needed insight. What forces do we have in place, and what is this rift that occurred between the commanders? Explorator Fleet Divine Cognizance 7821 recalled its most combat-ready units to retake the world. They were supported by my most powerful strike fleet and a group of deadlier allies. I dispatched a pack of space wolves to hunt down the transgressors. Unfortunately, the leaders have failed to find a common language. The esteemed Thorvald is at odds with the conclave of the Mechanicus' battle congregation, and the Omnissiah's servants find Thorvald's strident nature off-putting. Neither group is fond of militant Sibilek, who commands my forces. We're not fond, to be precise. The esteemed militant perished with his ship a week ago when his noble allies failed to support his offensive. The Inquisitor bows to Ulfar curtly. I recommend that you too go to Euphrates II, my lord. Perhaps your pack was less reticent with the esteemed Thorvald than with me, and told him where they decided to direct their efforts. It is a fine suggestion, which I accept gratefully, Inquisitor. The expression of respect on Ulfar's face does a poor job of hiding his antipathy. What matter first brought you to Euphrates II out of interest? An utterly transparent attempt to learn about secret intelligence. I offer to make you my general and you try to pump me for information? Poorly done. The word bearers went there themselves. They didn't just send in their puppets. Clearly the stakes for them are high enough. Eurylon the Cruel has stirred his profane self to make a personal appearance on Euphrates II. Kunragd Voitvir, incidentally, is also there. I hear you two have unfinished business. Him I will generously leave to you. When you are finished with him, you may simply dispose of his mortal remains. No need to surrender them to the Inquisition for an inquest. Consider it my gift. How did you manage to enlist the aid of the Angels of the Emperor? I must remind you that I am still Lord Inquisitor of the Cronus Expanse, not merely some... What do you always say, Frosher? Some Grox-bothering prick. If certain rogue traders at times allow themselves to speak to me in an overly willful manner, that should not give you cause to doubt my authority. The situation is clear. I'm glad 40,000 years in the future they speak English. Actually, lore-wise, the humans speak what's called Low Gothic. And the game is simply in English. So, yeah, I don't know if canon it's the same as English, but it is brought up many times when we have language barriers with others, that they are speaking something called Low Gothic, and he has a device called an enunciator, something like that, elucidator, and it will translate alien languages into Low Gothic, and whatever you say into alien languages. You will be given the details when you arrive in orbit around Euphrates II. I will smash the heretics. I never doubted you, your lordship. Emperor protects. Kalkazar nods at the paper that his servant has deferentially delivered to the table. This document attests to the extraordinary powers you now have at your disposal. I am counting on your success, Mukluk. Okay. Got some level ups, too. It's not bad. Probably should have led with, you can kill Kunrad at Euphrates, everything else would have been just gravy. Each use of slash increases damage by 1 till end of combat. Sure. Carouse. Alright, Ulfar. Enough bullets for everyone. Okay. Alright, Heinrichs. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. What skills does he have high numbers in besides Lore Xenos? Carouse. Alright. Cassie. What do we got?